Hey guys, thank you for tuning back into the channel. As you can see from the title, we're going to be discussing my new racket and my old racket technically. So this is the new racket. This is Speed MP 2022. But we'll dive into this in a second. Let's first discuss, this racket. I was using the Head Microgel Prestige Pro. This is a very old racket as well as an old school racket. If you know anything about prestige rackets, they're typically known as players frames. And what that means is if you're a beginner and even intermediate players, pretty damn hard to use. But why did I enjoy it? One, I really enjoyed the weight of it because I didn't have to customize it at all. With it being slightly heavier, when I made contact with the ball, everything felt really stable. So stable through contact, the racket didn't feel flimsy. It also has a 16x19 string pattern, which is like perfect for me. I've been using 16x19 forever. So if I were to switch off anything, it would be really difficult because then I would have to alter my swing to account for the trajectory of the ball. The burning question, if I really enjoyed this racket, why am I switching to this racket? Well, I've been playing with higher caliber players and it made me realize that I wasn't doing myself any favors using Prestige. And what I mean by that is, the easiest way and the quick way to kind of let you guys in is imagine playing a game and setting it to the hardest difficulty and playing. You rack the Prestige. It's not like there was cons, but there weren't any attributes that really helped improve my game. Since it's a control frame, power isn't easy. You have to create on your own, and I'm not known to be a power player. Yet, hopefully. I'm hoping with this new frame, things will kind of change. The Prestige racket itself was something that I was hanging on to. And why was I hanging on to it? And it simply boils down to my own personal ego. I really enjoyed the Prestige racket because no one else used it. I love the aesthetics of it. It's different. I love the thin beam of it. But not many players are playing with it, and you gotta think there's probably a good reason why people aren't using this racket. Whether it's pros as well as rec players. It's a really difficult racket to use. So that was like the big thing. For me, I know where my game is at. I know where my weaknesses are and what I need to improve. And with this racket, it felt like it's a slow process. Like I have to be so dialed in to improve, and I wasn't gaining anything. The game has kind of changed a lot over time. The balls tend to die faster, so if you're not hitting through the court, it becomes even more difficult because people are coming at you way faster. The issue with this racket is at the beginning it'll feel great, but if since it has that weight behind it, it's going to be difficult over a long period of time to sustain. So that's where this bad boy comes in. I tried a couple of other rackets, Gravity Line, but I noticed it was pretty much the same thing. And if I use a Gravity, I wouldn't be doing myself any favors. It's almost like I was playing with the same thing except more modern in different paint job. With this racket, the head size is bigger, the string pattern remains the same, but I gained maneuverability and power. And those were like the main things I needed in my game, just to feel comfortable and just make it feel easier. So when I first started swinging it on impact, the racket in its stock form is really light. So with some adjustments I made, I put a leather grip on, I added lead tape at 10 and 2, and that immediately changed it. I fell in love with it then, just because now all of a sudden as I swing, the racket would just go through on contact and I wouldn't have to try as hard, and the ball bite is massive. So, long story short, the spec of this racket is about 330 swing weight as well as 330 grams, which equals to about 11.5 ounces. This racket itself, weighted up and everything, is 350, so 12.5 ounces, almost 13 ounces, and I was swinging this around. 1 ounce makes a huge difference. I know most of you tennis players know that. But to wrap it up, those are the main reasons why I switched. This racket helps me just focus on some of the other aspects and just makes it a lot easier for myself. I have tri-level nationals coming up. Really excited for that, and I've been working very hard. That's why I haven't put in too much content as the forefront, just because I want to perform well, but I also want to have fun. But I've also been working on some other secret stuff behind the scenes that I hope to share soon. I want to thank everyone for their continued support. If you do want to continue to support the channel, the link for the Buy Me a Coffee will be down below. I've had a couple of people nice enough and kind enough to share their support. So, tips are not necessary, but they're always greatly appreciated. Been loving, I feel really rejuvenated with tennis as of late, and I want to continue to bring you guys more. Appreciate you guys stopping by, and we'll catch you guys in the next one.